So when you are authenticating to a wireless access point, no matter how you authenticate, what is one of the things that gets passed? What's the difference between a password and a shared key? It's your password to get onto the wireless access point. But is your shared key being passed in plain text?
Yeah.
The shared key is being passed as a hash.
Oh, password.
Yeah, passwords, any shared keys, passwords, doesn't matter. They're all passed as a hash. So when I'm in the access point, I type in password 01, but that's not what gets passed in the wireless authentication. You compare hashes. If I connect and my hash is the same as the one that's on there, I can connect. If my hash when I'm connecting to WNCC is the same as what's stored in the Microsoft cloud as a hash, I can authenticate. Interesting thing about WPA2 is that you can't get the actual password, but you can cause someone to de-authenticate. And when they de-authenticate, what gets passed over the airwaves? Because de-authenticate means you're not connected. And what is your device going to do as soon as it's not connected?
It's going to try to reconnect.
And what gets passed when you try to reconnect?
The hash.
The hash. And that hash can be captured. Well, they've taken care of a lot of that stuff with WPA3. You know, and if I have a very complex password in there, it's just like what we just did. You're never going to find it. Because if you have a big, long, secured key, just like a password, you're not going to find it unless you want to spend a bazillion years doing it. And in security, can you ever prevent somebody from hacking into your stuff and getting to you? You're right, and Sonia, no. All you can do is make it more difficult. It's like the bear story. You don't have to run faster than the bear. You just have to run faster than the guy next to you. So if the guy next to you is less secure than you are, who are they going to attack? The guy next to you.
It's just loss.
Excuse me?
Keep honest people honest.
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly right. And so what Kali Linux has, and it has to be on a hardware device. I've never been able to mark this with a virtual lab, so I gave up and just used one of my old laptops that IT was going to throw away, and I repurposed it for Linux. This is using a remote desktop session. You can only have one person logged in at a time, but the odds of anybody logging in at the same time are pretty slim. This is port forwarded from the internet, so I had to put in a pretty decent password. Let's see, no, towering. Towering fence 2344. And it's only on for a couple weeks a year, so no, somebody didn't type in their password. There, got it, I think. Yeah. And it's an old laptop. I don't even know if it has an SSD drive, but it works, and I just fire it up for 2 weeks a year, so nothing wrong with that. So this is not connected to the wireless network. It's connected by an Ethernet cable, and it's connected to the DMZ. So anything that happens over in the DMZ is not going to leak into here. And I'm not connecting with that wireless card back there. I'm hacking the network. So I would go into my terminal, and there's a little script called Wi-Fi, which uses a program called Airmon something or other NG. This is like an easy script wrapper that makes it easy for you to use that program. I don't know why it's not coming up. I'm not patient enough with my old computer. Yep, now I'll get 2 of them. Oh, there I am. So I don't have to do anything. I have my wireless adapter. It's not connected to anything. If I do an IP space A, there's my wireless, but it's not connected. There's my wired. It's connected to my DMZ zone. So I don't have to have it connected. It's down. So if I do Wi-Fi, now the reason you add kill at the end of it is there's other tools that use Airmon NG, and we want to kill all those off so that we can use it specifically. That's just part of the directions on how to use Wi-Fi. So we're killing other processes, turning off the network manager, so that we can access the wireless card directly from Wi-Fi is a script that uses Airmon NG. And so we want to have that have direct access to the card. So, oh, somebody has to run it as Groot. There we go. And there it is. We killed our conflicting processes. We're enabling monitor mode. And this can take, a little bit because it's trying its best to find people. And it starts popping up with all the wireless access points here, all of which we could hack if we wanted, but we are not going to. We're only going to hack one. See, it found a couple clients already. So there has to be some clients connected to this. And I have the back row of computers hooked up by wireless. So we have some connected. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 altogether that are connected. And if I waited long enough, they'd probably all come up, but I don't have to anymore. I've got plenty of clients. I just have to deauthenticate one. And there's 2 down here from Allo where they have WPS turned on. Whoa, WPS is something that should never be turned on. That's a thing where you can like type in a barcode or something ridiculous in a pin, and pins are limited. It's easy to hack pins, so those should not be turned on. I'm not sure why they are. But that's the first thing you do if you have an access point you can manage, turn off WPS. That was a bad idea at the beginning. The idea was to make it easier for people to connect, but it also makes it easier for hackers to get in. So I could have stopped long. Oh yeah, I have 6. I could have stopped long before. Control C. I have to select my target. Who do I want to attack? Let's attack WNCC Internet. No, we're not going to attack anything else. We'll do Wild West because you have permission to attack that. So this changed since last year when I used this. It's trying to do this PMKID, which I'm not sure what that means. But if you do a Control C at this point, this is never going to find anything because I waited. If you do this, it's going to say 1 attack remains, and this is all in the directions. Do you want to continue? So you type C, press enter to continue. Now, well, look at how fast that went. It deauthenticated one of those devices. There it is. So it found the handshake. What's the handshake? It's that where we authenticate that hash. So when somebody got deauthenticated, we used the handshake from, I have no idea if this is Wild West or it's the wireless. This might be the wireless card we stole it from. I'm not sure. But it does have a valid handshake file, which is going to be a hash. So then we're running aircrack.ng, which is part of the air cracking stuff. We're using this word list that's built in. He didn't have a built-in word list that he just populated before we had to do rockme.txt, which is a very famous, like one of the oldest, most famous dictionary attacks. And it took us 2 minutes to find password 01. So what is this doing? It's comparing the hash of this dictionary to that hash the next word, compare, hash the next word, compare, and then it came up with the answer. Well, if I had a better password, if I had like a 16-character shared key, would this be able to find it? Not even if I had 10 million. I'd have to have a lot bigger dictionary in order to find it. So this is a use for this. I don't know. It's a demonstration of where hashes are. They're used everywhere. And if you can capture it by deauthenticating people, so that's like a $30 wireless thing back there. It's not very expensive. And with that and an old grunky laptop, eventually, if I got a big enough password dictionary, I could probably crack all those access points. Eventually, given enough time. But then I'd have to be watching for the FBI at the door, right? Or Sean. So this is what you call proof of concept. This is one of the ways that hackers can gain access. And it shows you think you're secure. Well, you're not. So at the end of this, you can't really turn things back on, I discovered. So you, in the directions, it says sudo reboot. If you reboot, then everything's cleaned up. Oh, you're also supposed to, see, there's our little cracked JSON file. Nano cracked. There it is.
Good.
That stores our information. That's part of the whole cracking process. So you want to delete that. RMCR. Remove it, yes. It will re-crack it anyway, but it'll just say, oh, it's already here. So that is one of the ways that hackers use it. Do they use exactly this program? I don't know why not, it works. Simple passwords, you're done. Do ISPs send out? Well, a couple of things have changed. Manufacturers have automatically put in very complex shared keys. So unless you know what you're doing, you can't get into the manufacturers, and most people are not going to change it. They're just going to live with it. The other thing that's happened also is that many internet service providers provide the entire thing to you, and they give you a shared key that you can't change. You have no access to that at all. So between those two things, that's rendered this fairly useless. You can capture the hash, but how do you crack it if it's some random stupid thing that's 16 characters? It's going to take a very long time. You just have to hope somebody has a dumb password in there, like I do. Oops. All right, reboot. And now it's ready.
Can you, I don't know, I haven't gone through the assignment yet, but can you go in and modify the word list? Can you request?
You can
You should be
request
able to-
different word lists, yeah. There is, I think if you just type Wi-Fi, it gives you like all the parameters you can put. Whoops. Wi-Fi. Oh, no, it doesn't. There's a way you can get the help system, probably man. No. I'd have to look.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just curious. I didn't,
Yeah, there is. I mean, should be able to
or
get,
if it just updated whenever sudo updates.
it does update this. The script is built in. It's already in here. I didn't have to install it. I can't remember how to bring up the man command. There may not be one. Let's just try this. Usually if you type it in without parameters, it gives you a help. Yeah, I don't know how to get into the help of it. You could look it up, Wi-Fi. There's probably a parameter that you could use to do that. Oh, as a matter of fact, here it is. Look at there. Copy link address. Okay, let's stop the